brother. There's far too many of you. Hey, friends. It's your boy Keith. Back again with another episode of the Dating Shame. Hope everybody had a good week. Yeah. Mine was good. And like I say, back with another episode. You know how we do with another episode of the Dating Shame. We had a good show last week. We talked about what was that we talked about? I'm gonna get my assistant in here, Nicole. She gonna help me out. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. You doing all right?
I'm doing well.
All right. We'll be back again. I can't. Well, what we talk about last? We talked about dating fatigue part 2 last week, right?
Dating fatigue part 2.
That's what it was. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was something. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But yeah, everything doing good with you, Nicole, on your end?
Everything is going well.
That's a good thing. So
how's everything on your end?
Everything is good, Nicole. I'm still breathing. I'm still above ground. So that's a good thing,
That is a good thing.
It's always a good thing. So Nicole, we got another good subject today. Another good topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about clingy.
Being clingy, huh?
That clingy person, you know how it is. You get somebody that's real clingy,
Yeah.
So what we gonna do? We gonna analyze being clingy. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
All right, let's get into it.
But you know what we got to do before we start? I always got to put that disclaimer in there.
Yes, sir.
That is, the views and opinions of the Dating Shame is strictly of the hosts. That's myself and Nicole. If we step on anybody's toes or offend anyone in any kind of way, it's purely incidental. We're not trying to do that. But if that shoe fits you, what they got to do with that, Nicole?
Wear it and wear it well.
Wear it well. So that's how they go. So yeah. So now let's get into this show, Nicole. We talking about that clingy person. And before we start, Nicole, let me add this real fast. We're live. We got our 3 platforms going: YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And we're in episode 88. By the way, this 88th episode of the Dating Shame. So yeah, we doing it, getting it on up there. And as always, if anybody want to chime in or get in on the show, you can put your opinions in on YouTube. If you want to get on YouTube, go on the YouTube channel, the Dating Shame. Type your answer or your opinion in. I'll read it out. On Facebook, same thing. Call in. It's a call-in show. 870-397-1219. That's 870-397-1219. You want to be on TikTok. Okay, you're live on TikTok. You want to be a part of the show. You want to be on the page. Go on the Dating Shame page. Don't hit the live button. You'll see two people icon right there. You hit the 2 people icon. The invitation will come to me. I will accept the invitation. You'll be right there on the screen, right there with me on TikTok. So now, that's how we do it. Like I say, you want to call in 870-397-1219. Be a part of the show. Give me your opinion. Give me your view about what we're talking about. We are talking about clingy, that clingy person. So yeah, Nicole.
Yes, sir.
Clingy, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
That's absolutely a red flag.
It's what now?
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag?
It is.
So why you say it's a red flag, Nicole?
Well, okay, so being clingy to someone, not letting them have their independence, or you being dependent on them. You constantly need reassurance or that attention. uh, that's definitely a red flag. People can get tired of that. That can stem from different things like jealousy, fear of abandonment. It can become controlling.
Oh,
So yeah, definitely that's being clingy can definitely be a bad thing.
Okay, so let's talk about clingy with that man. Since you used the word that can be controlling, let's talk about being clingy. That man being clingy. Let me ask you this: you ever had a clingy man before?
I have not.
You haven't experienced that?
No, thank God.
Ooh, you said that. I mean, you say that like goodness, you know. And so you think a man being that clingy man like that, that's a form of control, so to speak. It can be.
I think it can be. I mean, that man can probably want to go everywhere with you. You can't go anywhere by yourself, or if you are out, they're constantly calling. Where you at? How long you gonna be there? You know, or what are you doing? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
After they talk to you an hour, 30 minutes to an hour ago, they calling you, what are you doing? You know, that can definitely be clingy. Yeah, you definitely crossing some boundaries there.
Yeah. So are you the type of woman, if you had a man that was doing all that, are you the type of woman that would welcome that type of man? You know, he wanna, I mean, isn't that showing concern? I mean, where you at and things like that, you know?
You can show concern, but not if I talk to you. And I say if I just left you hour 30 minutes ago. I don't think that's concern. I think that's kind of being controlling. Or we just got off the phone and you texting what you're doing, or so you just got to constantly have that attention, that reassurance, and it may be cute at the beginning. When you first meet someone, it might be cute, depending on your boundaries, but that can get old quick, very quick.
So why are you calling it cute?
I mean, when you first meet someone, you want to know that this person want to talk to you and interested in you. You want to know if they're just checking on you.
Right.
So it can be cute. It may be a good feeling at first, but then you can get deep off into the relationship and they're constantly doing it. Then that can definitely be a red flag, or that's something a lot of people don't want to deal with.
So when
people need their space.
Right. So when that person is bombarding you with where you at, where you been, why you ain't text me, why you ain't call, all that type of stuff, you know, that's that clingy person. He's being he's putting too much into it.
Right, or expecting you, if you don't answer the text right away, if you don't call them back right away, if you miss a call, you know, I text you, how come you didn't answer my text? Or what are you doing when you couldn't answer my phone call? I just called you an hour ago. You know, something like that. That's definitely being clingy. So, yeah, so I mean, also, like you said, if a person's just checking up on you, you could call a person, see how you're doing or whatever, you know, how they're doing, or they're doing okay. It may seem a little clingy, but sometimes people have genuine concern and they're not trying to be controlling. I don't think that's clingy. You know, they're just calling and see how you're doing, how's your day going,
right?
Something like that. I don't think that's clingy. But if it's like a constant, they gotta have you around, or they gotta have some type of attachment to you, now that's clingy.
So when you say now this person, let's say for instance, y'all at home, you know, and you want to run to the store and just pick up a few things real quick, bag of chips or soda or something like that, and he like, well, I'm going. I want to go too. So would you say that's a clingy person? Would you call that a clingy person?
Not if they don't do it all the time.
They don't
No,
do it all the
maybe
time.
maybe they just want to go to the store and pick something up too.
Okay. So let's say that person want to do that all the time. Every time you make a move, you want to go somewhere by yourself. If he's not at work, he's out with you or whatever, and you want to make a move by yourself. He want to tag along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that absolutely, that is clingy. Every time, yes, that is clingy.
That's clingy.
That can become controlling.
So would you say that would be more of a insecure person?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's insecure, and that can turn into jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say that's an insecure person.
Mm.
That over involvement.
Mm.
Yeah, want to be there all the time, want to be presented all the time. So yeah.
Mm. Mm. But what if that person like a person like that? I mean, I mean, to me, that's kind of like walking a tightrope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you wouldn't invite that person to come with you, so like you say, like I say, you want to go to the store, you want to go get your bag of chips and a soda or something like that, and you say, well, come on, ride with me.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, nah, I'll wait for you to come back. But instead, they are telling you, well, I'm going with you, I'm going with you, I'm going with you. They constantly doing that. But see,
Mm-hmm.
isn't that kind of walking a tightrope? Because if you don't invite them to come with you, then they can feel some type of way.
That's still being clingy if they're feeling a type of way. You shouldn't have to be with your person all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of crossing personal boundaries. You kind of want to give a person breathing room. You don't want to suffocate a person.
Right.
So I mean, it's nice if you both like to do things together, and if it's okay with that other person, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you need a breathing room. Give me time to miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you may want to do something on your own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like go to the store. That can be your time away from that person. Not saying it's you have to get away, but that just be your me time.
Right.
And I believe everybody should have their me time.
Right. I mean, I understand. You don't want nobody crowding you like that. You don't want to feel like this person is crowding you. And let's talk about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, Vince, you do have this type of person that is clingy. How do you let them know that they are a clingy person?
Tell them. Hey, we don't have to go everywhere together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just got to be straight up with a person like that. And if you kind of
use tact,
yeah, they may not get it. They already crossing boundaries, so they may not get it.
Okay.
So you have to be straight up with the person.
Mm.
I need my me time.
Yeah.
This is my me time. This is something I like to do by myself. Every once in a while I don't mind you coming with me, but right now I just want to do this by myself.
But what if they take it the wrong way? Or you hiding something? You don't want me to come with you. You hiding something or something like that. What you going somewhere? You going to meet somebody or something? See, that's that tightrope I'm talking about. You have to walk with that.
Right. Yeah, and they might. If they're the type of person that want to be with you all the time, and if you were accepting that all the time, I'm sure they will think that way. That you have something to hide. Then that's where that insecurity come in. that jealousy and insecurity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that person have to always be reassured that you're not trying to do something sneaky behind their back, then you might have to take a look at that. You might have to take a look at that relationship. You might have to have that hard conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And see, that's why I say, you know, how do that conversation go? So you just flat out just tell them, say, look, you know, I love being around you. I love you, you know, I love your company and all that there, but I need to breathe. You're crying me. You know, you're smothering me.
It depends on the person you're talking to, because some people you can tell them straight up. Some people you may have to let them know in a nice way. Like the nicest you can be with
how
it.
You do that? How you do that in a nice way?
You know, I don't mind you coming with me every now and then, but sometimes I would like to, you know, do stuff on. We should do stuff on our own. You know, that person is neglecting themselves, then their whole world's gonna revolve around you. So they should have things that they do on their own as well. And that's just being healthy.
Right.
So, I mean, if you can have that talk, you know, you should have things that you do on your own, not that I want to be unfaithful or I'm being sneaky. It's just every now and then we should be able to do things on our own. And I think that's a conversation you should have from the very beginning.
So what you do, you ask them, are you clingy? You have that type of conversation?
In conversation, you want to find out, you know, they have a friend, a circle, or do they do things with their family? You know, I mean, I know people like to bring their person with their family every once in a while, but sometimes you want to do stuff by yourself with your family as well.
Right.
That person may not be able to make it, but you get into their head. You know, there's questions to be asked, like, you know, what do you like to do when you're by yourself, or you know, just questions to find out. And if they don't really have friends or they don't hang out with their family, it's like they're trying to revolve their life around you. So that's something you just might want to look out for at the beginning of the relationship.
Okay. So that's what you ask those type of questions. Do you like being, I mean, you like hanging with your homies every now and then or whatever? You know, I mean, like I say, you know, I'm still trying to walk this tightrope. You know, some people don't like the man hang around with the dudes too much, you know, especially if they got single friends and that type of stuff. You know, they don't like them hanging around because I guess they become a bad influence, you know.
Well, some people are like that. I heard a guy say that when he's in a relationship with someone or he's married, then he wouldn't want his woman going on vacations and stuff with her friends. It should be them. And I'm like, well, don't you want some time to yourself? Don't you have your own friends you hang around? But I mean, if both of them, if that's how they want it, then I don't see anything wrong with it. If that's how they both agree on that.
Right.
But if one person is like that and the other person's like, you know, I would like to go hang out with my friends and it's a problem, then that's definitely going to cause issues in the relationship.
Yeah. Okay. And like I say, friends, let me put this back out there again. If you want to call in, be a part of the show, give me a call. Area code 870-397-1219. 870-397-1219. Call in, give me your opinion about it. We're talking about that clingy person, being clingy. You clingy, you know. If you want to put in a comment, throw a comment in there. I'll read your comment out. I'm on YouTube. Go on the YouTube channel, The Dating Shame. On TikTok, go on TikTok channel, The Dating Shame. Put your comment in. I'll read it out. You know, you want to be anonymous or whatever. I mean, I just want to hear some opinions about it. So now, Nicole, let me ask you this. Do you think a person can be clingy and don't know it? They don't know that.
Definitely.
Mm.
Yes, I mean, some people may have. I think we just talked about it, abandonment issues, and they may just think that person's going to leave for some reason, and they kind of cling to them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they may think that they're just being affectionate and a good partner and wanting to show up for that person all the time. So yeah, I definitely think that a person can be clingy and not know it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so now, when you got this, okay, let's talk about that clingy person with the abandonment issues, as you put it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so they in fear. They are in constant relationship fear of that person who they get involved with is going to leave them, because probably they experienced those things in the past.
Right.
You know, and so that could be that could be up under that having abandonment issues.
Yeah, that can be from maybe anxiety from either childhood trauma or a bad relationship or just neglect or just loss, period. You can definitely have abandonment issues.
So they constantly want to be around their person. They, like I say, they might have some type of phobia or something like that. And once that person leave the house, they may not come back. They done ran off. You know?
Either that or just think that that person's gonna just leave for whatever reason. That the relationship itself isn't gonna last.
Right.
So they're clinging on to it. They're trying to hold on to it.
Okay. Okay. So now, in your opinion, what could be a good sign or a red flag, if you will, of a clingy person?
Like I said, they're not giving you any breathing room. Jealousy. I said that before. Jealousy.
Okay.
The person is jealous. They may think that it can be a person in the same room and you don't know them. You speak to them and like, do you know that person, or how do you know that person? You're just speaking to them. So yeah, it's the insecure type of person.
What about that person that calling you every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever?
That's a bit excessive, but
I mean, that's clingy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they text you and you're busy doing something and you don't text them back right away, and they call you. Didn't you see my text? What are you doing? Where you at?
Yeah,
stuff like that. That's a good clear sign of clinginess. Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
But I mean, so that's not now. You said earlier, it can be cute
at the beginning. Yeah, of course. It's at the beginning. It can be cute.
So
some people may think it's cute.
What about that slick, clingy person? You know what I mean by that?
No, what do you mean by that?
That slick, clingy person. That person that he gonna send you flowers on the job. He gonna send you candies. Always giving you a card and all that there. Cards and presents. Just because and all that type of stuff. So now, would that be a clingy person, Nicole?
It depends on
that's that
how
slickness.
Often
that's that slickness now. That's why I call it that slick clingy. That's why I call it that.
Well, and you tell me, is that clingy? Because a lot of women like getting that attention.
Exactly.
But I guess it depends on how often it's going on.
I mean, it could be once or twice a week.
I think it's more of the reason they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What reason are you sending me flowers and cards, see if I'm at work, to see if I get it
Mm-hmm.
and say something?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you doing it straight from the heart,
Mm-hmm.
just to show me you care?
Mm-hmm.
I think that has a lot to do with the clinginess as well.
Isn't that slick?
Is it
would you consider that being slick? Now, like you say, what's the motive behind it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, it depends on the reason you're doing it. So yeah, that could be slick.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever had anyone that's clingy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know right off, or did it gradually come about?
It was a gradual thing. It was a gradual thing. I didn't know it, until the questions started coming. Where you been, when you coming, and all that type of stuff. That's when I realized, oh Lord, this,
Sure.
I got a clingy one.
So it wasn't at the beginning of the relationship.
Nah, it wasn't at the beginning. I think in my case, it was more of an insecure type of clingy than anything else.
Okay.
And to me, that's the most common type of clinginess, the insecure type of clinginess. Constantly accusing you of doing this, that, or the other. Why you couldn't call? Like you say, didn't you see my call? Why you didn't answer the phone? Why you didn't call? I mean, understand the fact that I am at work, and my job consists of me. I can't be on my phone all the time. And so not understanding that. Not understanding that, but want to be mad at the fact that why I didn't, get back with them at a certain time. And so yeah, I look at that as being that a clingy person. So yeah, and it got to a point where it got to be annoying.
Definitely, yes.
Like you said, it can be a cute thing at first. You take it as flattering. That this person feel that way about you.
Like, this person really like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it gets to that point where it becomes annoying. Why? I mean, you feel like I'm in your prison. You got chains on me. As soon as I try to go here, go there, I'm getting all these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a time I was dating this lady, and she a friend of mine picked me up. We went to a party, and he brought me back home, I think around midnight, 12:30. And she got very mad at that, and told him she didn't want him around there no more, don't come to her house no more. So yeah, but that's being, like you say, over excessive with that, and to the point where it begins, it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff. It turns you off to that person. You can't. You feel like you can't breathe, practically.
Right, they're suffocating you. Yeah.
And like I say,
go ahead.
And like I say, it becomes annoying. And when you do go somewhere, it's like, shoot, you're like a breath of fresh air. Yeah. I'm out of jail for a little while. Should I go back?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear it, mostly men say that.
You say mostly men.
In saying that, I wonder if, like I said, it's mostly men that say that they're being smothered, they're out of jail. So sometimes I think, is that man meeting his lady's emotional needs, and she's feeling the need to want to be with him, not being controlling or insecure, but she's just looking for that emotional uh, side of him.
Right.
She's want to feel close to him because this is the person she wants to be with, she like. And I think a lot of women get bad reps from that because, especially being called clingy, because they're looking for that from that man.
Right.
Because we are emotional, and that's what we want.
True.
And if this is the person we want to be with, this is who we're gonna bug about it. You know what? I want this attention. So what you think about that?
Well, I feel like if you are in that state of mind, you have to learn to balance that. There has to be a balance because you don't want to get to the point where you gonna run a person away.
Well, yeah, it can be balanced, but some men are emotionally unavailable. So that woman's not getting what she needs emotionally from him. Not saying she's being overbearing with it, but she's feeling like she's not getting what she needs emotionally from him.
Okay, so
for whatever reason, this man is not giving her what she needs.
Right. So now, when you say, would you say him not being emotionally available, would you say that would be up under that red flags you looking for when you are in that getting to know each other stage?
It could be, but like I said, at the beginning of the relationship, you don't do what you need to do to get the person to be with the person. But then, when you get deep off into the relationship, then you slack off.
Right.
So maybe the interest is like, oh, I got this person, she here. Now my interest is doing other things, either hanging out with friends or he may be seeing somebody else. I'm not saying that's always the case, but he may just want to hang out with his friends, do his own thing, but not really meeting her needs. Maybe he's hanging out with the friends a little too much and he's not realizing it. And she's like, well, then, where's my time?
So she's, from what you described to me, she's almost an emotional wreck.
No. and that's what men will say, because she's looking for that. She's just not getting what she was getting at the beginning. So he was giving to her at the beginning, but now he is slacked off because he feels, okay, I got this woman now. She's in my pocket, so I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
But to me, that goes into the category of getting complacent in the relationship. Once you got her and you've gotten comfortable, you start to get complacent.
Right. Exactly. So, but she's missing this. And he's probably doing it without even knowing it, but she's missing it. So she's probably asking to go place with him or whatever, and not saying excessively, but just every once in a while, he may not, want her to go, or maybe he's going with the guys. But she's wanting that time, that special time with her. She wants that attention. She wants to be a priority.
Right.
And he's not necessarily putting her as priority.
And so now she becomes an emotional wreck. So what she do now? She becomes a clingy person?
Yeah, I think a man will look at it as she's being clingy, but she's just looking for that attention. I don't think that's necessarily clingy, and I think that's where a lot of women get bad reps, and you're just being clingy. I'm just looking for something that you stop giving me.
Mm-hmm. And see, and that goes back to that balance.
Right.
You know, I mean, what you saying, this is what this man does, but see, that woman that do the same thing. Because what if
Mm-hmm.
she was the type of woman who like to go shopping a lot, like to hang out with her friends, her mother, her sister, or whatever, like to do that a lot. But at the same time, she's entering the entering the dating scene. So she got somebody. So at first everything is good, but then
Mm-hmm.
here come to the complacency. She gets complacent. So now she starts to go back to doing the things that she used to do, with her friends or whatever, you know. So now
Mm-hmm.
he's looking at her. Would you call him being an emotional wreck now?
Well, he should be. I mean, that just like you said, it's about balance.
Yeah.
Either people get wrapped up in their careers, or they're hanging out with their friends, and I think there does need to be a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Have date nights and you do things together, probably more than what you do with your friends. But I definitely uh, suggest that you do have time away,
Mm-hmm.
both equally,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep that relationship healthy.
Right. 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 I mean, you can you look at that clingy person. I mean, you can pretty much know what that is. And that's why I asked you
Mm-hmm.
earlier, do you think a person could be clingy and not know they're clingy? They are a clingy person.
Mm-hmm.
Not even conscious of
Definitely.
the fact that, I'm this type I just like my person around me. That's just how I am. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if he don't call me twice a day, 3 times a day, I feel like he don't care nothing about the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so some people want that person to be clingy. That's how they
So
get there. That's how they, fortify their emotions. They want to be that clingy person, but
yeah.
that's not that person's, personality. Not at all.
Yeah, I think that you can kind of clash on that. I mean, what's a healthy amount of time to talk to a person a
Mm,
day?
mm,
So I think it depends on both of you. Now, if a person, one of them is excessively calling and want to, then that is clingy. But some people like to hear from their person 2, 3 times a day.
mm. I mean,
So
don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it in itself, you know. But let's say, for instance, you and this person up on the same roof, and this
hmm
person has an insistence that you check in 2, 3 times, 4 times a day. So now you get to that point. You're doing it 3 or 4 times a day. You're talking for a little while over the phone and all that. So now by the time you get home, what you got to talk about? You done talked about
Nothing.
everything, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're living together, yeah, that's kind of different. But
Mm,
if you're not living together, you both working, it's kind of hard to see each other during the week sometimes, depending on how close you live to each other.
mm,
Then you might want to hear from a person at least 2, 3 times a day.
mm.
Uh, they may want to know that you're thinking about them.
I know, but I mean,
So,
I think, like I say, it's nothing wrong with it. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. But like
hmm
I say, when you do hear from me, you're on the phone talking 10, 15 minutes at a time, each time. But now you talking that much, which in a day's time, three and 4 times a day, you talking hour, 2 hours over the phone. You get home. How they do the conversation go? You done talked about everything.
well, if you're working, you may not have that much time to talk on the phone. I mean, some people like that good morning text,
Yeah.
and then probably that midday, I'm thinking about you, text or speak on the phone, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, probably not necessarily talking, but some type of communication.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So,
So.
but you definitely don't want to get excessive with it, because you end up not, you just be sitting on the phone, holding the phone, not saying nothing.
And basically, it comes to that a lot of time. You know, the conversation is not going nowhere. You know what I mean? You know, it's not, talking about future things or nothing like that. You just basically just get on the phone with dead air, you know? And so, but that's what that person wants you to do, you know?
Then that's a bit clingy.
That's clingy. So how do you balance that? How do you come to some type of consensus on, look, this too much? I mean, I don't have to talk to you 3, 4, 5 times a day. I'm gonna see you later. You know.
You say that. I want to see you later. Let's save something to talk about later. We talking all day long. We're not gonna have nothing to talk about later. So I mean, you just have to be open and honest with a person.
See, now you get into the area of hurting feelings. Somebody getting off into their feelings. Starting to feel some type of way.
If they're getting in their feelings and getting their feelings hurt, I mean, after you reassured them that it is nothing going on, I don't have any secrets. We can talk later. Let's talk later. If they're getting their feelings hurt over that, then maybe they need some soul searching or need to get some type of help with that, because I mean that's a bit excessive. Your feelings getting hurt because someone wants to talk to you later and not at the time you want them to talk. I mean, maybe they need to look at themselves and see what's going on with themselves.
Right.
Maybe they do have some deep rooted anxiety or trauma going on.
Again, but see, like I say, that's a tightrope that you walking. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You want to bring them down easy. But now let's look at on the other hand. You do tell a person that you're smothering me. I can't feel like I can't breathe. And they get upset. They get upset. To the point where they just tell you, well, look, if you don't like what I'm doing, shit, you can kick rocks, you can go. Be in a relationship, you're supposed to know how to handle that.
Well, you might want to take them up on that offer, because if they want to act like that after you're being honest with them, then they definitely have something going on with them.
But like I said,
I think that all depends on the individual on both ends. On both ends.
On both ends. Okay. But see, I can't. It's hard for me to get an example out of you, because you say you never had to go through that with nobody.
Yeah. You know what? I think they probably tried at the beginning, and I shut it down, because that's not something I want to deal with. I don't want anyone to constantly needing to know what I'm doing or where. If I don't answer the phone, they get. I have had that. Okay. I was busy and I couldn't answer the phone, and I called back, and I called you, and they want. I'm calling you back. I'm returning your phone call. It's not a day later. It's not a whole day later or 2 days later. I'm calling you right back.
Yeah.
And you're already upset. Then yeah, I cut that off.
So you cut that off, huh? I mean, did you handle it with tact, or you just threw it out there?
I probably threw it out there at that time. I think that person made me upset. The way they were talking to me, it just seemed like they had some insecurity issues. So I don't want to deal with that. You too grown to have that type of issues. You need to work on yourself. But then they try to turn it back around on me, and that's another thing with clinginess. They're trying to turn things back around on you. So I think they're trying to say, well, you were that busy where you couldn't answer your phone or something. Actually, I was. And I think it was a family situation I was dealing with. And for them to come at me like that in the mind frame I was in, yes, I did. I did go off on them, yes.
You went off on them.
So you don't know what's going on that end. That a person's not answering their phone, or as soon as I seen the call, I returned the call. So he really didn't have a reason to be upset about it. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, I cut that off real quick.
So you have walked down that road of clinginess, huh?
I have.
I want to know why you not answering your phone. I called you. You ain't seen me call. No, you ain't calling me back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we grown. Grown people have responsibilities and things to take care of. So a person should understand that.
Right.
And when they don't have that understanding that your life don't revolve around them, then that can be an issue. So you can be a priority, but that don't mean that you're all I have.
Right. I mean, that's like I say, I try to look at both ends. I try to look at that clingy person, and then I try to look at the person who's being clean too.
Right.
I try to look at both ends of it. Try to look at both perspectives. A clingy person, like we said earlier, that person could be, it could be insecurities, abandonment issues, whatever issues. Then on the other hand, you might have a person who wants you to be clingy, who want that type of person. Like I said, if you're not that type of person, they feel like you're not putting in all you can in a relationship.
Yeah, that's probably what they think that a relationship is, or a person that care about them is going to act that way, but not everyone shows that they care like that. So that's something that a lot of people have to understand. And that if they are, and that's what you want, that's perfect. You're good together. But if, like you say, it's a kind of a thin line. You kind of have to balance it. So if is a person giving you enough attention, or do you want more than just that enough attention, or you definitely have to balance that.
And I think, in my opinion, the hardest one to handle is that person who wants you to be clingy instead of the clingy one. I think that person would be the hardest one to handle. To let know, look, I'm not, I don't have to call you that many times a day. We don't have to talk 5-6 times a day. We don't have to do that. I'm not running off nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. We could talk, but I don't have to do it to that excessiveness. It don't have to be that way.
And I think, like I said, it's individual basis, because one person's clingy may not be another person's clingy. And they may not really be that clingy person, but they just probably want more than what you're giving. Like, what's your definition of clingy?
My definition of clingy is let me see. My definition of clingy. You don't text me. You don't call me much as I call you. I have to be the one that calling you all the time. Why you don't never take me out nowhere? Why you don't never go nowhere with me? Why you don't never offer to take me nowhere? When I do see you, I don't see you but a little while, whatever. That's clingy,
Okay. That's clingy. To me, that's not clingy.
That's not?
I was, if a person's asking those questions, if they're saying those things, I would say they're not getting that attention they want from you, not necessarily being clingy, but if a person's asking those questions, then you're probably not asking them to go anywhere. You're probably not taking them anywhere.
But what if I am? But it's not enough.
Well, then if you are, then
but it's not
that
enough.
could be a little clingy. But my definition of clingy is like every time I go somewhere, you gotta go. You calling me excessively, like 4 or 5 times a day. You getting upset with me because I don't return your text right away. You're not giving me any breathing room.
Right.
So that to me, that's
now when you say
clingy.
When you say not giving you any breathing room, explain that to me. Explain that one to me. You're not getting enough breathing room. Explain that to me.
You always got to be around me. Everywhere I go, you got to go. Every time I turn around, you're calling. I can't do anything because you're calling me. You want to be there.
But I always thought that's what women wanted.
Is that what you thought, Keith?
I always thought that is the man. That's the ideal man. That man, he's putting me on a pedestal.
Not giving you any breathing room.
But that's what I thought that's what I thought y'all like. Y'all want to be on that pedestal. Y'all want to be, that main. That's letting them know that you are the main one. You are the one. It's nobody else. It's just me and you. I thought that's what that was.
I don't think that's what that is, Keith. I think, of course, a woman wants to be the only one. Yes, we want you to show us that you care, or you want to talk to us. We want to feel wanted. We want to feel valued. Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're excessively wanting to be with me, you're calling me, then that can be annoying. That's overdoing it, and you're crossing some boundaries. So, you can show a person you care, that you value them without being excessive.
Right.
You pause, hey, how you doing today? How was your day? I was thinking about you. That's right there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you. You showing them right there that you was thinking about me. You're not calling me as you thinking about me, but you did give me a call at some point of the day and say, hey, I was thinking about you today. That's showing a woman that you care.
But what about that woman that looks at that right there, what you just described, is not enough?
Then maybe that's a clingy person.
See, that's why I say you got to walk a tightrope. Some men have to walk a tightrope. If I'm doing it, I might be clingy. If I'm not doing it enough, I don't care.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's an individual basis. What you think is clingy may not be clingy to another person.
Right, exactly.
So you got to feel that person out. If you are that type of clingy person, but you have a healthy mind, then okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm borderline clingy.
Okay.
I like to be
you borderline
my person, and I want to know that he's thinking about me, he values me, but I'm gonna give him his space because I know I'm healthy enough to know that this man needs his space. He don't want me up under him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if he do, then maybe he's clingy.
Mm. Mm.
But I mean, you do gotta kind of
Balance. Walk
work
that
on
tightrope.
yourself.
Huh?
You kind of got to work on yourself,
Gotta work on yourself.
and you get to know that person,
Uh-huh.
what they like, what they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Am I doing too much?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all a part of dating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to do too much, but then you don't want to do too little.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel that person out,
Right.
and see what type of person they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of tell that from the beginning. If you calling at certain times,
Mm-hmm.
and they think if that's not enough,
Mm-hmm.
then you can either say, hey, you know, this is me, this is how I am. Let them know from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And they're letting you know from the beginning, I want you to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're clashing on that, then either you work on it, work it out, compromise, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's not the person for you.
Right. Hmm.
So that's just something you gotta kind of, like you said, balance out. You gotta see what this person like and what they don't like, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa.
Right. So now let me ask you this right here, to go a little bit deeper on the clingy thing. What would you consider a sexually clingy person?
Sexual clingy? I've never heard of that. You got with that one, Keith.
Huh?
What they want it all the time.
Yeah.
They can't get it. That might be a good thing.
Yeah, it might be a good thing. Okay.
They can't get enough of you. Is that a thing, Keith?
But too much of anything ain't good for you, Nicole. You agree with that?
I don't know, Keith.
You don't know? I mean, you don't want to get to the point where you get tired of a person sexually, do you?
Well, it depends on how good the sex is.
Do you feel?
You might not get tired.
I mean, you don't feel that's possible?
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
It could be like that's an individual thing.
That's an individual thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to throw that out there. See
would
what
you
your
get
answer gonna be
tired
on it.
of having sex with your person? Like,
like I say, I just wanted to throw that out there, see what you say, what you think about it. You know, some people might, you know, I don't know.
you didn't answer that question.
What your question was?
Would you get tired of sex with your person?
You know,
I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, yeah, some people might. Some people might. I mean, if you just a sexaholic, then yeah, that you might get overwhelmed with that. But I mean, if the sex is good, then I think that's a good thing.
Think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Especially if it's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. And if it's not good and the person wants it all the time, then you got a problem.
That's where the problem comes in.
That's exactly where the problem comes in.
All right, Nicole. I mean, hey, that's just something I threw it out there. You know, just trying to get your opinion on it. You know, getting tired. You know, sexually clinginess. You know.
Yeah, maybe some people want their person to be clean sexually.
I mean, hey, I can understand. You know, I mean, if it's good to them, hey, they want it all the time. You know, but on the other hand, you don't want that person to get tired of you. You know, so that's where you have to balance that out, in my opinion. You know, that's the way I look at that. You have to balance that out.
Exactly.
I said if possible. You know, I said if possible. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey. If you ate your Wheaties, hey, do what you got to do. You know, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Some people like that.
Yeah. If you ate your Wheaties, do what you got to do. So yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, that's a good conversation, Nicole. That's a good conversation. That clingy person. Yeah, that clingy person. That's a good conversation. But yeah, yeah, we're gonna end it on that note right there. Nicole, we didn't get no comments, anything about that. That's okay, but had a lot of listeners, had a few people on TikTok, chimed in. I hope y'all enjoy the show. Facebook, YouTube. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. And like I say, we're gonna end on that note right there. You know, and we will definitely be back next week with another good topic on the dating shame. Miss Nicole.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna wrap that up like that. As always, I appreciate that woman's perspective. Give her that woman's perspective. You can't speak for everybody. You just throwing that woman perspective in. That's why we got a call in show. If y'all disagree with her or me, call in, put your comment in there, see what you got to say about it. So yeah. But that's how we're gonna end that, Nicole. You have you a good week. We'll be back next week with another good topic on the dating shame. You be safe out there. It's getting warm out here. Get ready for the AC and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah. And you have you a good week as well.
All right. And we'll catch you next week, Nicole.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, family. That's another good episode. Like I say, we're gonna end it right there. We in episode 88. We'll be back next week, episode 89. We getting it on up there. We almost at 100. So yeah. So that's how we're gonna end that tonight. We're gonna catch you next week on another good episode, another good topic on the dating shame. So until then, everybody be safe. Have a good time. Don't let the pressures of life get to you, even though there's a lot of pressures coming at us. Left, right, up, down, they come from everywhere. Don't let it get you. Everybody be safe out there. I'll see you next week on the dating shame. All right? Peace.